It's it's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the most, Marky Saint. Every morning I get up and blessed to be alive. I need this show to feel alive. I want to talk about feeling life without pain. We're about to find out. It's your morning marijuana motivation time. I'm your host with the most, Marky Saint. This is my life. I'm headed into Las Vegas for the We Champs Convention. And if you're getting this message, why didn't it flip? It just wants to do what it wants. This is me heading into beautiful, lovely downtown Las Vegas. And if you're getting this, that means you've been like, shared, and subscribed, and you're ready for some motivation. I got the mota right here and the vation, and I'm going to jump into the show and talk about how I deal with pain. See, we all deal with pain in a certain way, right? Like each one of us has a way that we like to deal with our pain. Turns out, I like to outwork my pain. It's what I do. It keeps me from feeling deep down inside of my head, feeling of loss and anger and hurt and injustice. And I normally get home and I don't drink. I start to consume TEDx talks, right? I want to know what other smart people have done to get their intelligence to get to where they're at in their life. And turns out a lot of us are the same. We're so human. I'm so human. There should be a shirt. I'm so human. I'm so human that childhood traumas still affect me. Current traumas affect me. It's not easy to recover from trauma. We are all going to experience loss in our lives. If you think that you're going to get through this life, you don't think that, because we all know it's impossible to make it through this life without coming to some sort of issue or impasse and find that life is not perfect. None of us are built perfect. We like to watch people and think that they're perfect, but they're perfectly imperfect, just like us. And when it happens, we get different ways to handle it. And what I learned today was some of us use meditation, right? That they just kind of shut down and just get still and get quiet in their mind and use meditation to alleviate pain. Some of us use motivation. It's your boy Motivation. Let's get it in. There's the motivation. How do you use motivation to distract ourselves from pain, from whatever is really going on inside of us? And then there's the destroyers. I think it was a manipulator was the other M that likes to manipulate situations so that they don't feel pain at all. Now, all of these are coping mechanisms that we all have. We all found a way since we were a child to cope with stress or fear or any kind of other normal responses. Anger is a normal response. There's nothing you're going to do to stop your anger. But there are ways to stop your overthinking. You know, a lot of us don't choose them, you know, the overthinking. I am literally trying to jumpstart my brain. Besides for the marijuana, my motivation is stretching in the morning, not being on my phone right when I wake up, reflection, positive reflection, to sit inside of my mind till it's calm enough to have a rational conversation. One that isn't overthinking, one that isn't overbearing, and one that allows me to hum up with new strategies to live my life. Now, it's not going to be easy, because most of us are conditioned to have our fear response. We don't know how else to handle our anger, so we go right back to the same trough and looking for the same solution. Definition of insanity. And what I wanted to do was share every morning. I'm out there doing my morning marijuana motivation because I'm learning new things. I'm like, holy fuck, man, I'm not the only one out there that had anger turn into addiction. Right? We don't have control over our parents in our lives, so what we do? We picked up drugs and bad friends to placate these situations, right? We get inside of ourselves and say, like the lady said on the TED Talks, ask yourself, what are you in so much pain that you have to self-medicate for? That's a real question. Why do you feel more comfortable with a bunch of do-batters than the do-gooders at your house, your home, your family? How did you find yourself in the arms of unloving so-called friends or people around you, this circle of people that don't mind you getting high and losing your potential and losing your motivation? Then you get around people that don't have your best interest in mind. My friend's like, why you judge this dude? I'm like, he deteriorates the community. He's selling drugs. He's ruining all his friends around him just to enrich himself. He's like, yo, I'm making a profit while you lose your soul. I'm not selling any goods that lose anyone's soul. I actually make sure that make people smile and improves their life and their world. That's what we're talking about this morning, right? We're talking about improving our own world and stop living. Shout out to Monkey Tails. Hello, hey buddy, got you. To improve the world, right? That's what I was thinking about. You know, when my friends are helping me with art, like Ben 10, you know, the Monkey Tails, you know, these are people that are helping. I'm helping Kush Soap by doing Kush lotions and launching more products with the same name. She feels that it's a detriment, like you're stealing it from me. No, your perspective is stealing your opportunity. You're literally looking at a friend that spent money into your business. The only thing you can come up with is an excuse of why it's not working. It's not working because you're not working. You're not posting your products. You're posted hate. You're spending the same amount of energy trying to defecate on my image. Like, I give a shit. I'm already here. I'm a real person, dude. I tell people the truth, and then they're going to ask me because you put the drama out in the world, and I'll have a chance to give my opinion, and not to sway them off of you, but to push more people towards you. One day you'll snap out of your anger and start to go to work. And that's how I deal with pain. I just go to work, man. Look at all these motherfuckers. I'm not going to show you, but cars everywhere. I guess I am going to show you. Everybody's getting to work, right? We got to put in that work. Fabulous Las Vegas, y'all. Fabulous Las Vegas. And that work starts inside of us, right? We all have work to do. You know, we got the shadow work from our childhood. We got trust issues, right? We got manipulation. We got fear. There's so much work that has to get done to stay positive, to stay on the level that we have some kind of wherewithal inside of our brain, some kind of mechanism to heal ourselves from the inevitable disappointment, from the inevitable other shoe dropping, right? So whether you drop it on yourself, self-sabotage, you know, predicting the worst, seeing only the worst. How many of us know people like that? All of us do. We all had that person in our lives where all they could see was the worst. My girl's mom was like, it'll never get better. I'm like, that's a pessimistic thought. Like, of course things can improve. Everybody can learn and come up with new ways and find out what makes them better. That's what your life's about. That's how we grow. Not like you just gave up and were bored with all the tools and all the leaves. No, you had to create a stem first. And then that stem created I'm going to get around this, dude. This is me driving in the freeway. Stem created the leaf. That leaf eventually becomes a branch, and now you got shade. You got something you can stay under because you came up with your own skill sets, bro. You came up with your own way to cope from all the shit that was thrown to you in your childhood, your parents, the shit that didn't go right. Like, don't stay bitter, right? Stay educated. That's something you can do with your angst while you're sitting there crying, and when you're wiping the tears from your face. You can look yourself in the face and just go, okay, so how much self-loathing am I going to consider it appropriate? How much, beat up am I going to do to myself? Or how much healing can I do to myself? When can I look inside myself and finally go, all right, why did this happen? And how do I come up with a different outcome next time? These are such healthy questions, y'all. This is such a great way to live, to be able to say, I'm not a victim anymore. I'm not stuck to my patterns, right? I have other abilities now. And because of my life experience and because of the way I learn, I now know. how to cope with these next times it happens. This is going to happen again. I can't promise you guys that. We don't lie on the show. But what I can tell you is you can try another way. You can find another way through your mind and your work and start putting yourself in the position to not be a victim again, to not blame others, to take accountability. And that's what you do. You put in the work to get accountability. You get a chance to say, I decided to get some conflict resolution. I decided to get some anger management. This is me. You all going to have to work on your own shit, your own shadow, right? But it's going to have to be a decision where you say to yourself, I don't want to hurt anymore, right? I don't want people to have the ability to hurt me. That's a huge thing, right? So it's not only being protective instead of defensive, right? And it start being progressive instead of aggressive. So this is just what I've been working on lately. I know we're all working on it. It's not just me. I'm not the only one who gets angry or frustrated in the world. But I did want people to stop self-sabotaging. I did want them to get into their own minds and say, okay, what can I do besides sit here and overthink and overhurt and stew inside and wallow? What can I do to be progressive? We were talking with the day one, just go get a touchdown. We don't stop. We go get that next touchdown. And it sucks that we can't sit there in the last play and overanalyze the emotions. Emotions like that useful for us. Take time. I took the time out a whole month after losing my child I need more time. I need more time to heal. I can still show up to work and I'm going to go do the show and morning, Champs live, but inside I'm still a human being that goes through tragedy just like other people. And we're going to have to find coping mechanisms. We're going to have to find strategies and skill sets that weren't there before to help us heal ourselves so we can heal others. We can stop this cycle of pain and abuse. That's your morning marijuana motivation. If you got anything out of this, like, share, subscribe, share it with that friend that needs it the most. That's why I do it. And then you go have a blessed day. Do something nice for someone else today. It'll make you feel better. And then go be free. Peace and love. And as always, Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever and finish. And I will see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.